Alright guys, here is a black pedestal fan from the early 2000s. This is a curve find from 2 weekends ago now. So I was walking around looking for stuff, for replacement parts. And I stumbled upon this fan here. Now this fan was laying on the ground. It had the front grille missing, so the front grille you see here is actually a spare from the Arctic Wind desk fan from 2011, made by the same manufacturer, matter of fact. Thing is that I had to spray paint this black to match the rear guard. So this one has the old style control box, of course. Let's take a close look at it. Alright, so this is what the label on the control box looks like. 3 speeds, a 16-inch oscillating 3-speed floor fan. I mean, technically, yes, it's a floor fan, but this is actually called a stand fan. So that's Chinese marketing there for you. Now, onto the base. Apart from the front grille, the base has all 4 of the bumpers missing. So what I had to do was get some stuff for the furniture, some adhesives, and that's what I used to prevent the corners of this from scratching the floor. I also did repaint this one. You might actually kind of see it. One of these legs was covered in corrosion, so I removed all of that and I gave it a new fresh coat of paint. And as you see there, it actually looks quite nice. I did no work on the pipe apart from clean it, though there is still some dirt and corrosion from that, but not that much. Alright, here is the side profile. Now this is the blades that I was working on the last video. So 2 of these leading edges were severely warped. They were actually leaning forwards. So I did balance this. And on top of the balancing, I did change the pitch of the blade. Remember in the last video, this was a bit more flatter. I actually changed the pitch off camera to give it more. And the reason is that I had a little mishap with the original motor this came with. So the original motor did work, except that when I was servicing it, I did not realize one of the windings was loose, and therefore when I was removing the shaft, one of the windings snapped and that motor was useless. So I transplanted another one, but this motor is actually has more power, so I had to increase the pitch of the blade in order for the blade to be able to match up with the motor. So there's that. And of course, this is one of those bootleg Duracraft fans. As you see, it has the handle, the box design motor cover. Matter of fact, this is actually what it's trying to copy. Just as a reference, there is a real Duracraft motor cover. So this is pretty much, as I was mentioning, this is pretty much what they use. But, of course, they're very different from each other. Notice the vents on the Duracraft are horizontal, while these ones are vertical. But everything else mostly seems the same, except this one I believe has more rounder features. And the handle is more thicker than this one here. So let's take a look at the information tag. This is a model CH16SF, size 16-inch, 40 centimeters, voltage AC 120, frequency 60 Hz, 0.5 amps current, 50 watts of power. This was manufactured in February of 2003, made in China. And the UL listing tag is from 2002, October of 2002. So 23 years ago now. Now the other side, this has an adjustment for the tilting, though it is not that much. That is the highest point, and there's the lowest point. Now, this manufacturer being cheaper, these are notorious for, stripping out. So I did switch another one in here. And so hopefully I don't strip this one out either. So let's get back so we can turn the fan on. Alright, now that I got the fan set up, let's start on high. It's a tiny bit out of balance, but it's not really that bad. Now the airflow is definitely strong on this one. Yeah, that's really good. And it is sort of quiet too. Let's step it down now. And low. Now I'm quite amazed that this manufacturer kept the same design up until like 5 years ago, because they did change a lot of aspects on their fans. Let's engage the oscillation. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention, I did change the shaft. This came with one of those crescent shafts, but I placed a pin one because the crescent shape on the blade actually stripped out. And apart from that, I changed the original switch. Now, the little terminals on the switch, they were solderable and they were very loose. So I took it out and replaced it with one of those RJ switches that are used on Comfort Zone and Medea products. And I did change the cap on the oscillation feature to make sure that this stays locked in place while on stationary mode. That way you don't have this thing swinging back and forth onto one side on that stationary position. Yeah, there's some, of course, there's creaking wires, the insulation. I think I should take this apart again and maybe twist those wires back to make sure they're aligned, so I don't have this fan creaking and stuff. Alright, let's shut it off. And this one has a very good spin down, coast down timing. Oh yeah, and apart from that, let me show you something real quick before I end the video. It has the blade cap from the Honeywell 12-inch pedestal fan. This thing doesn't want to focus. Yeah, the original blade cap was deteriorating too, so I replaced that. But yeah, that will be it for the video. So that is the 2003 Breezin 16-inch pedestal fan.